Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got quite a few things to go over. We're going to be talking about some leak updates for the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet DLC, the new tera forms, and also all of the other stuff that Riddler-Q's kind of spoke about and that whole PK Hex-like thing that's going to be in the DLC. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, so if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. It's trying to hit 500 likes. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, always love going over a post to do with evolutions because, like a lot of people out there, myself included, I would love to see some sort of new evolution or new Eevee form in some way, shape, or form, like now or down the line or whatever. But either way, we've got Soul Silver out here talking about how we could potentially be getting a new evolution as a new tera form in the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC. So, he starts off by saying so many people wanted a new evolution in Generation 9 and really in every single gen, but what if Game Freak didn't give it an evolution in Generation 9 because they were planning to give Eevee a new tera form in the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC? Now, we haven't had a new evolution since Pokemon X and Y, which was Sylveon. A lot of people were expecting one in Generation 8 because we usually got a new evolution on every single even generation bar Generation 1, but of course that was not the case, and so a lot of people were like, okay, we're probably never going to get a new evolution, especially when we didn't get one in Generation 9, but it does kind of make sense for it to happen. Just like with Gmax, Eevee is one of the mascot Pokemon now, so it's always as likely as a candidate as the starters slash Charizard slash Pikachu to get new gimmick forms. As well as that, Eevee's always kind of been in and around a new kind of feature or a new sort of like form throughout the Pokemon kind of history. In Generation 1, obviously got like the Stone evolutions. In Generation 2, it was to do with friendship with like Espeon and Umbreon. Also the new dark typing Umbreon got, which was of course introduced in Generation 2. Generation 4, there was new ways of evolution, such as evolving a Pokemon in a certain location with the Glaceon and Leafeon evolutions. In Generation 6, we obviously got Fairy typing, which is what Sylveon got. And so, yeah, usually around new forms and gimmicks and stuff, Eevee is kind of centered around it, as well as the Gmax as well that Soul Silver has already spoken about. Also got a Z Crystal move as well, Extreme Evo boost in Generation 7. You kind of understand where I'm coming from. So usually when there's a new kind of thing, barring like Mega Evolution, Eevee usually gets it. But even with, more with Terraforms, is Terraform would almost have to be the normal type since it evolves into many of the other types, but depending on what those forms are like, a normal Terraform Eevee could end up looking like the long time fan-desired normal type evolution of Eevee. I doubt this will happen though, due to Gmax Eevee having already done something similar, but I thought it was a fun topic that many Eevee fans might love. Plus, Eevee with a normal Terra type crown was kind of the face of Terrestrial when it was first revealed, which is very true, it's right there. So I don't know, I mean, it's always something that's up for debate, whether it happens or not. I don't know, maybe I'm just clutching onto straws here, just hoping for the best for like some sort of new Eevee evolution or Eevee form, but again, from what I've listed and from what's posted on this tweet, it's not completely out of the box to kind of expect something potentially. And then we also have Biggie here saying, well, I'm pretty convinced that the TCG is always teasing stuff. This card has been released before we knew anything about terrestrialization. Could also be an indicator towards your theory. So again, just a little bit more tidbits of information, evidence, Radiant Eevee there. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Would you like to see a new terraform of Eevee? Again, it could be a dragon evolution, it could be a steel type, a ghost type, or it could just be a normal terraform of Eevee. Either way, I'd love to see it. And again, as Soul Silver says, it is one of the faces of Pokemon now. Moving on though, let's talk about that whole PK Hex-like feature that Riddler-Q posted about a while ago that is going to be in the DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. So this was like the original tweet from Riddler-Q where he says, DLC has some cool new features, but you have no chance to know them in advance. A little reveal, PK Hex-like features, don't miss it. And then he also, this was kind of like posted by Kurt and stuff, and basically this is the kind of like PK Hex-like feature he was talking about. So anyway, let's break it down for if you aren't kind of aware about it, but this is something that is going to be happening in the DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Not sure if it's going to be the teal mask or the indigo disc, but either way, Soul Silver out here saying, with the rumor that Pokemon news may come this week, which of course this was posted when we were expecting Pokemon news. Of course it was Pokemon Stadium that was announced, but you know, this doesn't really have anything to do with it. This big overlooked news that not many people covered came to mind. Remember when Riddler-Q hinted a PK Hex-like feature in the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC? What if there's a new feature slash app coming that can legally slash officially gen Pokemon? Look in the pics at this data of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet update data mine Poke Data DLC gift. So these lines and data structure look very much like this is a possible idea. They literally list list all the elements of genning Pokemon, so gender, tera type, size, type, EVs, IVs, etc. This last tweet from Kurt sums it up perfectly. Could we be getting a player customizable external generator that makes DLC gifts separate from mystery gifts? Apparently it'd be a feature external from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, so it'd have to be from an app or website, etc. This data isn't saying we can get a mon in the Scarlet and Violet DLC, but the game will be able to receive/read some kind of genned Pokemon. Think of the Dream World website with hidden abilities back in Gen 5. The question is, would this be a free feature made accessible by purchasing the DLC? It could be a new paid service for a new or existing app. Would you pay for this kind of feature? I would. This would be huge for competitive Pokemon especially. So what they're basically saying here is that there could potentially be, and there is evidence to suggest it, that there is work on a new app or a new feature of an existing app like Pokemon Home where you can gen Pokemon legally and then put them into your game. So obviously if you don't know what PK Hex is, it's basically just like some third-party software. You can just create Pokemon from nothing and then you can just implement them into your game, and they basically, the game reads them as legit Pokemon. Even though they are hacked, they are seen as legit Pokemon. I mean, loads of people do it, you know, I've done it for like playthroughs and stuff. I mean, you know, the people out there that like actually play in like competitions and stuff do it, which I'm not a massive fan of. I don't think you should really hack a Pokemon for a legitimate tournament. I think you should probably do it all legit, but either way, it is the way it goes. But either way, yeah, basically the PK Hex is just a thing that allows you to create a Pokemon from nothing. So yeah, this is basically an app that potentially could allow you to create something from nothing, but you can legally do it and legally put it into your game, and it could potentially be paid subscription. I think it would definitely be paid. There's no way I think that Pokemon would let you create Pokemon from nothing for free. Whether it's a Pokemon Home extension, which I think it could potentially be, because Pokemon Home is like the main hub of Pokemon, and you could easily create the Pokemon in Pokemon Home and then just pop it into Pokemon Home instead of having to do it on like a completely different app. I don't know. I like the idea of it, being able to create any Pokemon. I mean, it depends how much it would cost. But if it was just like a £10 subscription for a year thing, I think that'd be really cool, because at this moment in time, they're not really too bothered about competitive Pokemon in terms of like how you make them. There's so many easily accessible things in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet to be able to create a Pokemon from nothing. Like, you can go out and catch a Pokemon, and then for like 500k in-game money, you can make that into a fully fledged competitive Pokemon. Perfect IVs, the EVs you want, the ability, the nature, everything like that. Really, really easy to do. Like, it's nowhere near as difficult as it used to be in like Gen 6, where you had to breed a Pokemon with specific IVs and then you had to EV train them. Like, it's not like that anymore. So I think an app that allows you to do that even easier, like, I think that's definitely something they would do. And this is the tweet by Kurt saying, seems like there will be some sort of external generator to create DLC data, and these DLC gifts handed separately from mystery gift might be a player customizable prior to receipt in game. Unsure how accessible this DLC feature will be. So I really like the idea. I think it would be really cool. I mean, people would still gen like illegally and stuff with PK Hex because it would be free, but as a way to easily create teams and competitive Pokemon and not be like frowned upon, I guess, it's a really cool way to do that. And again, it's probably going to be a paid subscription, but you can see why, because you're literally creating Pokemon from nothing. And it'd be easy to complete like the Pokedexes and stuff as well, so obviously you're going to have to pay for that, because that's just a massive like pay to win thing. This is also Soul Silverrot following up saying, if this actually happens, I wonder how the competitive community will react. I watch so many Wi-Fi battles in VGC like it's most of the content I watch on YouTube in these dry periods. I love it. The Pokemon companies seem to want to shake up the meta within the same gen, which to me is very exciting. And then also goes on to say, spoilery, I also said this because I can't imagine what the new DLC forms will do to the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet metagame. Obviously, we don't know what their function is, but just imagine throwing a whole new mechanic into the competitive meta a year after the game came out. Most competitive players don't even know about this. I can't wait to say the reaction, because terraforms are probably about to shake things up. Like, I mean, he's right as well. Like, if you aren't paying attention to like Riddler-Koo and Kurt, who like data mines it and stuff, you wouldn't know this PK Hex like feature is coming, and it's going to be a massive thing for competitive. I would love it to be free because it'd be insane, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't think it's going to be where you have to pay for every single individual Pokemon you create. I think it would just be a subscription service. It makes sense to have it for Pokemon Home because, like I say, you can just drop it into Pokemon Home and it'd make sense. It'd make life so much easier for everybody involved. But yeah, this is definitely something I can see on the horizon. And again, like, it's in the data mine as well, so it's not like completely it's not a completely out there idea. It is legitimately something that could happen because it's in the text of the DLC code. So let me know your thoughts on that. What would you feel about a new DLC app or a Pokemon app that allows you to create Pokemon from scratch for a paid subscription. How much would you pay for it? It's just going to open a can of worms if this does actually happen. I think it will definitely divide the community. I'm all for it, but I guess some people wouldn't be. But anyway, that is going to be everything for today's video. What do you guys think about this new potential Tera form of Eevee? Would you like to see it? I would absolutely love to see it. Leave a comment, like I say, on this big PK Hex-like feature. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about it. Subscribe if you're brand new for daily Pokemon content. Ring the notification bell. That's everything from me, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.